It feels so good to know that next gen is actually gonna happen this year with so many delays, so many pushbacks, and honestly, a whole lot of chaos, letdown, and complication. It is so reassuring to know that Microsoft and Sony are gonna be able to push forward with their console launches this fall. And that process takes a dramatic step forward with the breaking news that Microsoft is ready to unveil Xbox Series X details and games next freaking week. May 7th is our first look at what next gen is all about. And if Phil Spencer is to be believed, this is about to be groundbreaking. What's going on, everybody? It's GhostRobo. Hope you're all doing well, staying safe, staying healthy. Did you guys watch the art reveal for Assassin's Creed Valhalla? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm very excited for a new AC, especially since this one is going to tie into the next gen launches, baby. But that art thing was a bit weird. Great art. I like Boss Logic, but a weird reveal. Here's the cinematic trailer for Valhalla, which is confirmed to be at next week's show. Xbox Series X will be utilizing Assassin's Creed Valhalla and apparently other third-party games. So let's take a peek at what exactly is going on. We can ooh and ah at the cinematics, but I'm all about that gameplay. That is what I really want to see. And we now know that May 7th at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, Microsoft is going to spill the beans. Now, according to Aaron Greenberg, he says, so pumped to see our partners showing us a first look at Xbox Series X gameplay next week. Also know that Xbox Game Studios teams are hard at work on some big summer plans. So let me know in the comments down below what games you expect to see next week. Hit that like button if you are so pumped for next gen. Like, this gen has been great. Some of the best games ever. Whether you're talking about Xbox, PlayStation, cross-platform, multi-platform, it's been fantastic. But there's always something so tantalizing about the next step. And we're going to see third party. So obviously Assassin's Creed is there. What else could be a part of next week's show? Aaron Greenberg is saying that first party stuff is going to be saved for later, and that makes me wonder if Microsoft is indeed going to have an E3 presentation as initially planned and not forego their previously scheduled broadcasts. We know that Sony is probably saving things for around June, and maybe Microsoft wants to match them. Although Microsoft has been ahead of the curve since the beginning with the first reveal, with the name reveal, with the box reveal, with the controller reveal, and now with the software itself. Will we see Call of Duty? Is it too early for that? I've heard rumors that there won't be a ton of launch titles for these new consoles. There will be Assassin's Creed, there will be Call of Duty, there will be Halo Infinite, and probably some other first-party stuff, but what else will we see? I'm very curious if this conference focuses on any sort of next-gen exclusives, or if it's all going to be titles that carry across the family of Xbox devices. Smart delivery is a thing. Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be partaking in that program where you get it one place, you get it every place. Now, that is a great offer for those of us that still have our old systems, don't plan on upgrading to the new consoles, but will it hold back titles that are saved exclusively for next gen? It seems like Sony is going to veer more in that direction, and Microsoft is heavily emphasizing their back catalog, not only in terms of consoles, but with Game Pass as well. Sony might be a bit more forward-moving. Things like Horizon Zero Dawn 2 are rumored. I wonder if we might see an appearance from the Batman at this presentation. It feels like that would be a great place to unveil, especially if it is to be releasing in 2020. Now, who knows? Game releases are obviously so up in the air. We know that Halo Infinite is still on track, but things have obviously been shifted virtually everywhere else. So I don't know that this will be that crazy of a show, especially if Microsoft is holding back Master Chief and more of their Xbox Game Studios titles. So it's Assassin's Creed, maybe Call of Duty, probably some sports stuff. I feel like EA will want to get in on this show, and FIFA, Madden, those are always good candidates for things like this because they're annualized titles. You can guarantee they're coming out, and they often have tech-heavy features. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some of those. I don't know how much else. Like, I'll throw the wild card out there of Batman because it has been rumored and hinted at for so long, and if you are going to focus on third parties, this would be an excellent place for that. And especially since E3 has been completely shattered this year, maybe it doesn't matter so much if you save for June. Perhaps this will kind of be a mini E3 for the Xbox side of things and for multi-platform as well. Yes, PlayStation 5, we don't even know what the box looks like yet, which is a bit odd, and we don't know the price for either of these platforms, but given how discombobulated June has gotten We don't know when Bethesda or other publishers will have their presentations, but maybe some of that is being merged and moved into this showcase. I don't think Microsoft walks out at 11 a.m. on May 7th and has 2 or 3 games. I don't think they have 10. But if we look at reveals like this in the past, when Sony did something of the sort for PS4, you're going to get a handful of good things. And this is Microsoft's first real chance to sell you on what you're going to play on Xbox Series X. Not just that you're going to get a tiny little router mini fridge, not just that you're going to get a controller that you know and love, not just that you're going to get smart delivery and this ecosystem of consoles dating back to the original Xbox One. But why do you buy a system? You buy it for games. And apparently you also buy it because this generation is going to have insane improvements. According to Phil Spencer, and if I'm honest, this sounds bananas to me, but this is what Xbox P3 says, ray tracing on console will be great. I'm very focused on the work we are doing around dynamic latency input. In my view, the feel of games this upcoming generation will change as dramatically as any since 2D to 3D given CPU upgrade, DLI, memory bandwidth, and SSD. And now obviously Phil is drinking the Kool-Aid of his own console. But if you look at this, will no load times, will bigger worlds, will more seamless gameplay, will beautiful graphics, and will the potential to do much more with that memory bandwidth honestly create a new era of game experiences? My gut instinct says it's hard to believe, especially given the cross-gen and smart delivery style of this specific system. I mean, they are targeting consoles from 7 years ago, and they will need these new games to run on hardware that existed nearly a decade before the Xbox Series X. So when Phil talks about the CPU upgrade, the DLI, the memory bandwidth, and the SSD creating a change as dramatic as 2D to 3D, I don't buy it, because you can soup up the stylings, but that isn't a fundamental difference in the same way that 2D to 3D completely altered our experience with video games. I feel like you would need true exclusives to take full advantage of that CPU upgrade, of that DLI, of that memory bandwidth, and of the SSD in order to achieve what Phil is talking about. But alas, he is the man in charge and I am not. I am just so excited that we're finally going to get some goodies. These consoles are now, guess what? 6.5 months away from being released. And that sounds like a long time, but last time I checked it was March, and now it's May. So we're moving through this calendar quickly. Now, I don't think we'll get price or specific release date at this show, but you never know. Microsoft sometimes does crazy things at these types of presentations, but I feel like Sony is waiting. And the reason we're getting the Xbox announcement first for May 7th, and it seems like Sony is saving for June, is because I think they really want to know exactly what Microsoft is doing to then come in with their price point and maybe even some of their launch plans. Things shift up to the last minute, and this year they're probably shifting a lot. So how much does Sony need to push in the launch window? How aggressive do they need to be on price? I think they're waiting for Xbox P3 and the rest of his team to play their cards and then make a reactionary decision. But time is kind of running out. We are going to know about these things in full scale very soon. And Aaron Greenberg says we're getting a first-party presentation in the summer. I expect that to be June or perhaps July. Maybe we go staggered Xbox, PlayStation, Xbox. But it's exciting to know that we're going to get 2 shows for a Series X at least. And by the end of those, I think we know it all. I don't think they save price and release date for that much longer. Summertime seems like the moment to reveal everything and get people ready and start opening up pre-orders and really preparing the hype wagons to carry these consoles to success. They're going to be limited, they're going to be hard to get, and they're going to be expensive, but they still will be exciting. And there are plenty of players that are really raring to go for a new system. I'm one of them. I love my Xbox One and my PS4. They have been phenomenal partners in this gaming journey for the last 7 years, but I'm so ready for something new. And when I read about exciting titles like Halo Infinite and Horizon Zero Dawn 2 and Resident Evil 8 and this new Assassin's Creed, which we know very little about, it's exciting. If we're not to get a true E3, if we can't go explore the awesome booths, if the show was going to be lame even before it got erased, then this is the next best thing. I don't know that Microsoft does the best digital presentations. I think if I had to rank inside Xbox State of Play and Nintendo Directs, it would go in that order, but reverse direct state of play inside Xbox. But I'm hoping they can put together a good show, and if they are to be the ones to reveal Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, sports titles, and maybe a surprise or two along the way, they're gonna have momentum, and then it will be up to Sony to counter with their own third-party partnerships as well as their first-party plans, because it's no secret that Sony's stable of IP is currently stronger than Microsoft's. Xbox is going to need to really dig deep and create some new franchises this generation if they hope to compete on that level, but it doesn't seem like they're relying too heavily on their catalog because they've got everyone's catalog. Xbox Game Pass just surpassed 10 million subscribers, which is insane, and if they can keep that ball rolling, it is going to be a humongous tool in the coming generation and in people's decision on which console to pick. Sony has to have some sort of counter plan in the works, but nothing as big as Xbox Game Pass, nothing even close as of yet. So I do expect Microsoft to create some new. I don't think you can rely on Gears and Halo to carry you for another decade, but I don't know that they need it as much as Sony. I think they're going to have to come in hot in June with big exclusives to really establish why PlayStation is the place to play and why it is the console that deserves to win once again. Let me know your take in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you're excited for next gen like me, and let me know what games you expect to see next week. And do you think that the Caped Crusader could make a secret appearance? Until next time, everybody, I'll have the whole event covered for you next week. Thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe and stay healthy. Drink some hot chocolate, and we will see you all later.